Good, beautiful morning, everybody. We're going to wait a few minutes for everyone to come on. It is an amazing, brand new day on this planet. And if you learn to realize it as such, you'll start to change your energy. Just to say that today is a brand new day. Just to say that to yourself, because it is the truth. Your today is not a memory of yesterday. And I'm really fortunate to be able to connect to the beings that I'm able to connect to, and you are equally as fortunate if you come to that understanding. Today I have with me the energy of the Ascended, who wanted to talk about mechanisms of the matrix, and they said to put in brackets the dark ones. The mechanisms. I asked them what they mean by mechanisms. They said mechanisms are the devices that these dark ones use to give you the illusion that the cavalry is coming to rescue you. So I'm really excited about what they're going to say about that. But I like that. The illusions, the mechanisms they use, they give you the illusions that the cavalry is going to come and rescue you. But we're going to wait a couple minutes, give everybody a chance. Good morning, everybody. Hi. Yes, we are here. Don't mind my grizzled, Grizzly Adams look. It's going to probably persist for about the rest of this week. Because we're doing some building and creating. We'll share with you perhaps next week when we're ready to do our reveal about it. But again, today it's important you understand that there are mechanisms that these dark ones are using to keep people passive and like couch potatoes, to keep people away from being physically active in countering the evil actions of these dark ones, which are to perpetuate war, to perpetuate thievery, to perpetuate stealing children, to perpetuate the evils that they're doing. They create mechanisms to give you the illusion that there's some relief. And again, they'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Yeah, I know. We'll get in a moment. Good morning. Who we got here? Hi, Gigi. Good morning. Hello, Kira. Hi, Amanda. Who we got coming over here? Hi, Mikey. Good to see you. Hi, Leah. Hi, Real Fresh. Shelters. Good morning. So they said you must reveal what the mechanisms of the matrix are so people stop expecting that someone is going to come and rescue them from their difficulties, because nothing can be further from the truth. But the illusion that is given to you, the illusion that someone is going to come and rescue you from your politicians and your health industry, come and rescue you from the thievery that's going on, that where they steal your wealth. They create mechanisms to give you the illusion that someone is going to come and rescue you. Many of these illusions are television shows and movies that they create these storylines that imply that somehow, in some miraculous way, you are going to be rescued by someone or something, or an event will occur to save you. And they put this out to your mind, and you sit passively thinking, oh, someone will come. Something's going to help me. They have been doing this for many, many decades in this world to you, giving you the illusion that something is going to come and rescue. They even have created these wonderful high-profile individuals around the world that share and dispense information to you that say, yes, this is true. This is true indeed. But not one of these ever say to you, take action, rise up, come together, stand fast, say no. No, often they simply spout information without any impetus to action. And this gives you the illusion that these are your champions, and that the many people that are listening to these ones, these millions of followers that follow these ones, that they will champion you. These millions of followers believe are being championed by these individuals, and simply information is being given, but there is no impetus to action. And why not? Because it is action that will affect your soul more than words. So actions must be brought forth, not simply the spouting of information. You must take action and stand up against your governments, your so-called leaders, your organized elements that simply enslave you and steal from you. And now they are so bold and brazen that they can steal even your children from you while utilizing the wealth that you provide them to create the technologies to enslave you. And it is not enough to simply get information, but to get physically active. And they have created groups that get physically active. They have created groups that get physically active, but not for the good of man. These organizations you call these lives that matter organizations, and these organizations that champion the poor, that you see more poor, not more wealth. Those who say, we will help the poor, and you see there are more people. So these dark ones create these mechanisms to perpetuate the suffering, to perpetuate it against you consistently and repeatedly. This happens. And so there must be a call to action for you all, not simply to listen to the wonderful insights and brilliance of these individuals. And it is wonderful, but it is sanctioned by these dark ones. Most of what you hear is sanctioned by these dark ones because it serves their purpose to give you the illusion that there is a rescue coming for you, that someone will save you from your governments, from your militaries. It is perpetuated.
Your mic.
Yes, I understand.
You have to fix the mic.
Thank you.
It's the...
There we go. My apologies. It is a very difficult process because they will use whatever they can to stop you from getting the information to take action. To take action. There should be audio now on TikTok.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We are at a most critical time, and they're saying to me, it's no longer enough to get wonderful information. It is time to take action.
They're asking you to on TikTok to start over. They don't know what you're talking about.
For those of you that are on TikTok, I will reboot this. Yes, I will. I have with me the energy of a group called the Ascended, and they wanted to talk about the mechanisms of the matrix, or the dark ones. That's what they wanted to discuss, the mechanisms of the matrix, what it is, these dark beings that are controlling and manipulating your lives, what their mechanisms are they use to keep you passive, And they only get people active when they want people to be active. As you see in Europe, major European countries, a lot of what's happening is manipulation, and the real criminals are hiding behind the curtains. And what they're basically saying is that mechanisms of groups and organizations that have great followers that talk about the political harm and damage that's being done are not giving calls to action because they're sanctioned by these dark ones. Many of these shows that have millions of followers and people are sanctioned by these dark ones. The ones that are stealing your money, the ones that are stealing children, the ones that are stealing your freedoms, the ones that are enslaving you slowly but surely to medical tyranny, political tyranny, that have the desire to reduce your lives to a fraction of what they are. And you must awaken to the action elements. And you would seem to think that the mechanisms you call your freedoms to vote, to select, and to choose your leaders is an effective one. And we would simply say to you, nothing can be further from the truth, as these mechanisms are manipulated on both sides. And although you may know the truth of these words, action is still necessary. What if you all were to withdraw your support from any political leader or any political party and simply go about your business of living, doing the things that matter to you, being the way that matters to you, loving the way that loving matters to you, to focus on your own creative innovations? Now, there are many wonderful things that are unfolding in this world at this time. The assistance of information has its limits, Things affect the body. Thoughts affect your mind, and acts affect your souls. Acts affect your souls. And if you do nothing, your soul does nothing. Your life does not change. So there are many mechanisms, and for the sake of this one that we bring this information through, we are not naming specific individuals or organizations, as he is a clear channel and we want to ensure that his well-being is our concern. So you must understand that the function of the mechanisms provide you with information that would lead you to believe that somebody outside of yourself is going to champion your freedom, champion your health, champion your vitality. You hear all this wonderful news, these individuals, but they simply restrict and limit you. They restrict and limit you by giving you information that keeps you bound on the couch, riveted by wonderful, flourishing words, beautiful lights and colors and music to stimulate you into passivity. These are government organizations. These are social organizations, all mechanisms to keep you under the illusion that someone will do it for you, that someone will live your life for you, that someone will give you the freedom for you. Yet you must become your own sentient being. You must become your own sentient being. You cannot be free without action. And yet they have found wonderful and innovative and creative ways to slowly diminish your sense of action. They found wonderful ways to direct you and incline you to do nothing, to be caught in the wheel of survival, the survival that makes them rich and keeps you simply surviving. The dark ones know full well the measure of your psychology, the measure of your emotional mechanisms, and are using technology to garner more information to make their manipulations even more effective than they have already been. They have convinced you that giving your children to them at a young age is good to do. It will give you freedom. They have convinced you that working 9 to 5, this rhythmic job that is not natural to who you are, is the way to freedom. That giving them your money to manage is a way to freedom. They will make certain you have money when you are there to what you call retire. And now that money is gone and they have not told you yet. So they seek to reduce the population because they know if all of you find out that your money has been taken from you, your wealth has been stripped from you, that you would not be too happy the moment you found out. But if there's less of you to deal with, then they are not going to be as concerned. But they are there, and they have mechanisms. You call them social media devices. You call them news channels. You call them entertainment novels and movies. You call them things that are supposed to entertain you, but they're designed to keep you passively sitting back and doing nothing. The question then remains is, if they are so well organized, then what is it you can do to get organized? And there are small organizations that have begun to get into the action mechanisms, those what you call the transporters of goods and services, your trucking industries, that organize themselves to demonstrate that there was a way to say no, but it again was met with force and deception and dishonor. Or these dark ones have no compunctions about what they will do to you or your children. They feed you poisons in your air and in your waters, and you choose to keep consuming them. And yet the alternative is to learn how to make your own food, to let your actions free your life and not make you dependent upon those who would corrupt your biology and your psychology with their toxins and their false ideas. For that is what they do. They corrupt your body. They corrupt your mind through the air, through the water, through the information you receive. And while you know these words are true, you must take action to support that truth and its survival within your own life. That is, to learn to grow your own food is such a powerful thing. One who can feed themselves will never go hungry. But they even are at the place now where they can control almost all of your food. And they do it. And they know that this information is coming out to you. They know the timing of their plan, but they do not know the timing of our plan. So be mindful of simply listening to these mechanisms of the matrix, these spouters of information, as exquisite and well presented they may be, are also mechanisms to keep you passively believing that, oh, because these individuals say this, that means change is coming. No, you must be the change. Learn to grow your own food. Learn to do things that you've been conditioned to not do anymore. Yes, there is a movement, an army, so to speak, in motion right now. It is not just an army of information, it's an army of action, both financial and material, being coordinated and organized, getting ready to be what you would call the resistance. But you must become part of that also. In the mere act of growing your own food, in the mere act of learning to grow your own food, you take away the power of authority that has been given to them. And in choosing to become very discerning about who you will call a leader, who you will make a leader, and becoming extremely discerning about this, you will take away their power. If you choose to be very mindful of what you will listen to, what you will watch, what you will indulge in, you will take your power and freedom back. But it is very close, this position you're in, to complete enslavement or complete liberation. Either option remains open to you if you exercise the option. And so you have this opportunity to evaluate, how can I sustain myself without a government? How can I sustain those that I love without false authority? Whom shall I listen to? And what guidance do they give me to take action? For without the impetus to act, it is just words. Grow your own food. Learn to grow your own food. This is an act of defiance of the most exquisite kind. It does not require violence against anyone, because it is life-sustaining. Grow your own food, and you will take away one of the knives they hold at your throat. These dark ones are holding knives to your throat. They hold your food to your throat. They hold your shelter to your throat. They hold the law to your throats. They hold wealth, your own wealth, to your throats. And learn to use your wealth wisely, not simply to save it in their pockets, which is their system of finances, but to find a way to innovatively utilize your own wealth to make it grow and evolve. This is an impetus to action. Grow your food. Grow your wealth. And the mechanisms are appearing, these devices are appearing that make it very difficult for these dark ones to control and manipulate your money as they have been for the last 2,000 years. It is not just talk. It is action. Grow your own food. Manage your own wealth. They have made it quite difficult for so many of you to do this with their mechanisms of finance, these things called interest rates, which is only serving their interest and not yours. With these mechanisms called banking, where you place into their pockets all of your wealth that they use to grow your wealth for you and give you none of it. So you must learn to grow your own wealth. Study and understand the rules of their own monetary system and use them against them for yourself, as they use them for themselves against you. So these are not words of war, these are words of action. We will not support nor sustain the function of war in any way. But there are specific and precise actions that you are able to take right now. Even in small ways, these little green foods you call these microgreen things you could learn to grow in your own home with a little bit of light and a little bit of power that will give you far more nutrition than any manufactured substance that they would have you swallow while they know that they're simply poisoning you. And then in the sickness that they create by the poison that they give you, they steal from your wealth. Again, you then pay them for your healing, which is not healing at all. It is less than healing. They make you sicker and sicker. While they slide you towards your early departure from this physical dimension, they steal from you right to the very last breath of your existence. And the only reason they can do this is because you have simply surrendered your power to do for yourself. And the reason so many of you struggle emotionally and mentally is because you believe that something outside of you is supposed to be your source of power. But the great source of power is within you. And while we know you want information and questions answered and guidance, it is being provided to you now. That your unique situations, by the mere fact of your own assertion of creation, that you can grow food, you can grow your wealth, you can even make your own clothing, that you remove the weapons that they apply against you, you can remove them from them by picking them up yourself. The mechanisms of sustaining your life are passive weapons. They do not mean you inflict harm on others. They give you the opportunity to inflict well-being upon yourself. This is what you are doing. There's nothing to fear if you are taking action. Do not sit passively listening to the wonderful, flourishing words of these ones who tell you the intricate plots and ploys of these dark ones, that tell you the great details of this news story and that news story and this politician and that leader, who keep you mesmerized with their words, saying, see how much we know about what's going on. And you think, oh, because they know so much, there's somebody's going to do something about it. No, the thing to do is to grow your own food, to manage your own wealth, to even be so bold as to make your own clothing, to own your own land. And they've made it very difficult for you to do all of these things. And if you continue in the fashion you are, eventually they will simply have a yoke around your neck and chains upon your feet, and you will all be enslaved. And they even use the mechanisms of enslavement. They use language that keeps you in subservience to them, in opposition to each other, but subservient to them. This concept of racism is absolute nonsense. A ploy they created many centuries ago in your time to keep you one against the other. And these dark ones are not in human form as you are, but can certainly appear that way. They're now in the process of creating artificial mechanisms that they can use to employ and move among you. They've used microscopic organisms that they can put into your body and control your moods and your emotions. But if you feed yourself, if you manage your wealth, if you can clothe yourself, you do not need them anymore. You do not need them anymore. You will simply need your communities where you cooperate with each other in the same fashion, where each and every one of you has food that you have made, that you can trade and share. A system that lasted for many tens of thousands of years upon this planet. A system which they usurped and have used for their own personal gain and aggrandizement. If you see on this channel here, there's but a handful of human beings here listening. But let us tell you something about this handful of human beings sitting here and listening right now. You are like the seeds within an apple. That a single apple can make an entire orchard, or a single acorn can make a grand forest. Do not underestimate the acts of freedom that you can assert upon your own life and how they can influence and inspire others to do the same. You are not here to be enslaved. You're here to create, to be free in the function of creation, insofar as it does not harm yourself or others. So these dark ones are cornered in, so to speak. They are now in a corner, and they know it quite well. And so they prepare to, as you would say, pull the trigger on their last desperate shot to try and maintain an illusionary power that is about to be taken from them by the mere act of your own assertion of freedom. If you so choose to assert that freedom, to grow your own food, to manage your own wealth, to cast off the shackles of their machinations that keep you enslaved to their pockets, that they can take from you wherever you go, these tithing or these taxes thing that you have, where they have found many ways to tax you, and you think that they're doing good, and yet your debt and your suffering continue to increase upon your planet. Your debt and your suffering are continuing to increase upon this planet. Debt is a violation of natural law. Nature does not have a deficit. And so they perpetuate this. For if they were doing as they said, your cities would be gleaming cities standing higher than you can imagine. You would be among the stars with us. You'd be traveling in an intergalactic community that cherishes, honors, and respects its members, regardless of the appearance of the form. But no, they would keep you cornered upon this single planet for the simple pleasures that they gain from their own existence in matter at your expense. And this is what is happening. And so you must take action, grow your own food, manage your wealth, even go so far as to be able to fabricate your own material for clothing and shelter. For in this you will find freedom. The war for freedom is waged in your independence and your liberation. To not depend upon them for your food. And they even try to poison the air and the water to, again, say, we will provide you with clean water. They now sell you water which flowed freely upon this planet for millions upon millions of years. And they now have you paying for something that is free. And you think they are doing you a service. And they've even convinced you to believe they are doing you a service, that these laws and rules we make are going to serve you. And whom have they served? Your cities are getting dark as these elements of homelessness and suffering appear everywhere around this planet. These dark ones know full well what they're doing and the machinations, the mechanisms they put in place to do this. And we felt it very important to bring this message forward through this one today. For one would think that the call to action would be war, and we say, no, that is the last thing you want to do. The mechanism, the device, are devices of peace and creativity that will bear great fruit to you in your freedom, to your neighbors and friends who would also learn to grow their own food. If you take this impetus, then you would not need a politician to tell you where to go or how to be, or what time to rise or fall, or what to watch or what not watch, or what to believe or not believe. And to educate your own children, in this. You would not need these education centers, which are simply machinations, mechanisms to enslave you for generations to come. This is what is happening right now. They wish to enslave generations to come, so they want your children sooner. But if you educate your own children in making food, in managing wealth, none can enslave one who is truly free. Nothing can enslave one who is truly free. This is the end of our communication today through this one. But it was a call to action is what is needed. And the functions of murder and war are aberrant to us. They have no place in life, these mechanisms of destruction. But to unite in your own unfoldment of independence, to join in that with your neighbors and your friends, you would need no politician or leader at all. You would not need law as you need it now, as those who can take care of themselves have no need for any such rules if they are doing it in alignment with divine law. And then sharing the wisdom and knowledge acquired through freedom with others. Do not make yourself dependent upon these mechanisms that they use and the information that they articulate quite well around the world. All of your social media devices, many of them are spouting information that gives you assurances that somehow someone's going to save you, but no one is saving you, are they? You must take action, grow your own food, manage your own wealth, take it back. Do not put it in their pockets. Do not give them the responsibility over your life that you yourself must assert. And you can see the detriments of this in cities covered in bodies strewn around that cannot feed nor clothe themselves. The massive transition of souls from matter into what you call the realm of death. Prematurely, these are all effects of their taking away from you your own ability to take care of yourself and your children. You must become your own teachers, your own healers. And to that end, this message is extended to you. Wow. Let's see if we have any questions today. Wow, lots of questions here, I see. Sorry, what about those that medically depend on pharma? Great question on TikTok. What about those who depend on what they're telling me? If you understood how to manage your own food and your own wealth, you would not be stressed. Most of your diseases on this planet are from the stresses created by these dark ones. They have poisoned your food. They have poisoned your air. They have deterred you from growing it. They buy huge systems of your farming industry from the individuals that run them and create what you call factory systems of farming, into which they pour the poisons that they desire into your bodies. You would not need this thing called big pharma if you truly understood how to manage the vitality and well-being of your own body through your own actions of function. And growing your own food is a very powerful step. Food is great medicine, especially when it is natural. But so many of you are consuming unnatural foods. The illusion that you need this system of what you call big pharma, the belief that you need that system, of course, is perpetuated by the very toxins they give you. This was already spoken of but a few minutes ago. But you may liberate yourself from that through the actions of your own independence. Wow, good question. Is crypto a good direction for a financial alternative? I believe in the power of Bitcoin freedom. Actually, they said yes to me. When I asked them about that this morning, they said yes. Electronic technology can be used to liberate you from dependence upon them, but it is much better to base your wealth in the growing of your own food. For the substance that you need to eat is more valuable than gold or what you call this cryptographic currency, to capacity to grow food, which keeps your body physically alive, is of greater value than any of these systems of finance. But we certainly agree that there is an element of potential freedom in utilizing your own wealth in this, what you call the electronic or digital mechanisms of currency. We do not use such things in our galactic systems. Information is the very currency, the trading of knowledge to expand and enhance the quality of life, including the growing of food. Wow. Thank you. I feel the entire system, including of governments, is going to change, including the matrix. I can't read that last word. Including law. Yes, it's on the verge of collapse, which is why they're trying to, yes, the reason they're trying to poison everybody so quickly, and not just with food, with other things. You know what I'm talking about, right? The reason they're doing that is because they know that the masses are about to find out about all the evil. When you tell a lie and try to hide the lie, you gotta try and try a bigger lie and a bigger lie and a bigger lie. And when you run out of lies to tell, then you try to just kill the witnesses, right? That's happening. I mean, you look at what's happening with the United States president, things that are happening with the World Economic Forum, things that are happening with the global banking system. These criminals have literally stolen the wealth from the people. And that system is about to collapse. So they're trying to literally kill off any potential numbers that could overwhelm them, right? Just stop depending on them. You should be our prime minister. Well, I thank you for that. I'm personally not interested in politics. The only politics I'm interested in is the politics of freedom. And what does that mean for me personally? The politics of freedom means a leader who can demonstrate that what he says and what he does is the same thing. That no business. If I were prime minister, I'd make one law, one simple law: no corporation or corporate individual can influence or any political party individual. No corporation, none, nada, should have any right, or corporate individuals that are on boards or significant supporters of corporations should have any right to invest in a political party or a political organization. That's how special interest came about, right? But no, I wouldn't be interested in being prime minister. I really wouldn't. I'm just interested in living my life freely as I possibly can and inspiring other people to do the same thing. That's a leader would tell you to do that. A leader would say, don't depend on me for your food. Grow your own food. A leader wouldn't say, hi, I'm going to make a rule that's going to make your life much better. No, do this and make your life better. Like what the Ascended were just saying, grow your own food, manage your own wealth, raise your own children, learn to make your own clothes, produce your own shelters. Like this dependence that they've created upon us is insane. I don't want to be part of that. Right? Why do some people go through a spiritual awakening and turn to addiction? That's a great question. And what they're telling me right now is the reason this is happening is because the awakening of your senses, your spiritual senses, makes you more sensitive to the suffering of others. And without a plan of how to assist others in ameliorating their suffering, you turn to try and alleviate your own discomfort. Many of you are found and caught up in the realm of addictions to eliminate your suffering. But many of these addictions are perpetuated by these dark ones, what you call this pharma industry, the so-called drug industry that you think is a criminal organization, is perpetrated by these dark ones. These so-called cartels and organizations are perpetuated by these dark ones. Whether you call it government or a cartel, they are both members of the dark ones. So they perpetuate your suffering and then offer you relief in the pleasure of your senses, simply to perpetuate your suffering more, and again to shake you down, so to speak, from the wealth that is rightfully yours. Addiction will end in the acts you take to fulfill your well-being in a rational and practical way. To rationally and practically take care of your needs in a vibrant and healthy way. Got a super chat here on YouTube. Thank you so much, Susie, for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Good morning, William. Do I have any message? Do you have any message for me this week from Master Jesus? Give me a moment here. Yeah, I need a little warmth anyway. It's a little cool over here. He's telling me to tell you to seek peace above all else. To seek peace above all else. You may find this in the drinking of the waters. You may find this in the breathing of the air. You may find this in the acts of caring and kindness. But seek peace, and you shall find what you are seeking in this. Wow. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Master Jesus. Really appreciate that. He's not the only way, he tells me. Master Jesus is not the only way to freedom and salvation. He often says, no, what I taught you is the way to freedom and salvation. Follow what I teach. Don't follow me. Follow what I teach, and you will follow me. Understand? Wow. Thank you. Thank you for that, Susie. I really appreciate that super chat. Got a question from Amanda. My son came home from school with a craft that said, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, from Psalm 139, 114. I felt angry seeing the fearfully. Again, even the great religious scriptures have been taken over by these dark ones, and placed in them are elements of the seeds of fear and guilt and shame. Master Jesus never taught you to be ashamed or guilty or afraid. He always says, fear not. So anything that would tell you to fear, fear not. We're not telling you to be afraid. We're telling you to grow your own food. We're telling you to manage your own wealth, to educate your own children. We're not telling you to be afraid. We will never tell you to be afraid. It is just and righteous that you would be afraid if someone is trying to teach your children to fear. And they're teaching your children to fear. They're teaching your children to not believe who they are. They're teaching your children to believe they should be something other than what they are. They are perpetuating fear. They use all the mechanisms they created, your so-called educational systems, your so-called health systems, your so-called political systems. Many of your industries are effects now, products of these dark ones. There's no greater reward than eating the food you have grown from the ground yourself. Wow, thank you so much. Hi, let's see here. Hi, I'm new here. I recently lost my dad. I get a reading, having a hard time, angry. Hang on, I think I just saw that question. Let me see if I can find that. I thought I saw it just a moment ago. Oh yeah, here it is. Here I recently lost my dad. You haven't lost him. He's still with you right now, by the way. He's right beside you. If you can just let yourself relax and feel him, he's right beside you. I get a reading, having a hard time, angry a lot. Yeah, it's very frustrating when you've been taught to think that when you die, when your body ceases to function, that life is over. They teach us that. That's another mechanism that these dark ones have told you, that when your body ends, you cease to exist. Or the loved ones you have, when they die, they're gone. They're physically gone, but they're not out of existence. And he's right beside you right now. Like, feel his presence with you. Feel his presence with you right now. It's a beautiful thing. Yes.
What side is he on?
He's on the left side. Your left, my right. Question from Lauren. May I have a message from any light being who serves source? Well, I'm thinking that most of what has been said today from the ascended and Master Jesus is pretty enlightening. And if you really take it to heart, Lauren, and I got your message last night. Thank you for that message. It was beautiful. I appreciate it. That we are hearing what we need to hear. which is to take action. They crammed so many people in the cities. Now they're creating these 15-minute cities to make people completely dependent upon them. Grow your own food. Another super chat here on YouTube. Hi, JJGG. That's pretty cool. I'm about to do a 2-week detox with fruit and herbs. I'm getting a strong yes already for physical health and to get pregnant. Is it enough? Please advise on these topics and or other topics. Thank you. I get a strong yes that this will really help you. Again, you must understand that there is a place in your consciousness where you are able to interact directly and precisely with every molecule in your body. The substance of food and the quality of such things is one of these mechanisms, certainly releasing toxins from your body, which they're pouring into your skies and into your waters quite rigorously these days, that you remove these toxins from your body, but know too that you also have an immediate and direct influence and effect upon all the organs and nerves and glands within your body. An immediate. And so you can, if you choose to, bring this soul into your world, this beautiful soul that's been hovering around you for some time now, the one that has inclined you to take this action right now, that wants to come into your life, that you can say, I have the space for this one now, a vibrant, vital, perfect, divine space to receive this one. That is what the womb is. Did you know that the womb of a woman is a sacred and divine space for the receiving of life into this dimension? What a wondrous blessing. Remember this, that your womb, your ovaries, your nerves, your glands, they are intimately connected and influenced by your interaction with them. Remember how sacred and divine the space of birth is, and the mechanisms of birth are in your body. And yes, you will certainly flourish lovingly and joyously each and every day, as will the child that you bring into that divine space and into this world shall do likewise. Wow. Thank you so much, JJGG. That's really cool. I got enough time for 2 more questions. Since COVID, I've lost a 20-year career, and now after living in my vehicle, I'm in legal trouble. Will I recover soon? Again, you must understand that the function of these concerns are perpetuated by the information they have been giving all of you, your so-called entertainment. Stop watching your so-called entertainment. It is filling your mind with guilt and fear and shame and unnecessary ideas that do not elevate you up. They perpetuate it. Many of your children, you place them in front of these devices where they receive fearful, very subtle, sensual and sexual and provocative messages to keep them as sensual beings, not to awaken as spiritual entities. That they impregnate your children's minds with fear and doubt, not with the daily reality that life is a divine experience of creation. Do not let your children sit in front and be induced into these states of anger and fear, as you have been allowing them to do to your children for many decades now. Entertain your children with love and creation. Show them how to grow food, how to play with the earth, how to enjoy the sun and the air. There must be an impetus to action in order for you to find freedom, but you still find yourself, again, being dependent upon them to provide you. You must, in your case, begin to free yourself from the influences in your mind that keep you tethered to their dark and evil plans. And they use fear, and they use anger, and they use guilt, and they use shame quite prolifically throughout all of your so-called industries of survival, your food and health industries. They use the mechanisms of fear prolifically. Got another super chat here on YouTube. Hi, Tanita. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Would love a message from boyfriend in spirit, please. It's funny. I'm getting goosebumps, and I'm getting the words to a song. Only you Just I'm not a terrible singer, so forgive. I don't. My body's not made to sing, right? But that's the song that's coming in. Only you can make my dreams come true, right? And what do you mean by that? And he's saying to go forward, to find the next one in your life, to find the next one in your life that will help the dream, because he wanted you to be happy and fulfilled. He wanted to be the two of you to be happy and fulfilled, and he wants you to be happy and fulfilled. That has not changed. It never changes. Yes, but that. So make your dream come true. Don't wait. Don't stay separated. Find the next love of your life. There is the next one coming. He says he's trying to make it happen. Don't be resistant. Don't be resistant, because he wants your dreams to come true, because your dream coming true is his dream coming true. Wow. Thank you so much. Um, so one of the subscribers on TikTok, will the world and its people get the healing we all need and flourish soon? This is part of the problem. We've all been conditioned to think something's going to save us. No, what the Ascended were saying earlier is what we have to do. Learn to grow your own food, manage your own wealth, educate your own children, create your own industry of economics, right? Once you're independently able to take care of yourself, then what happens to the planet, the global reset, that's not about these dark ones, but it's about an actual reset that's going to happen energetically if we don't shift our collective unconsciousness from fear to love, that there's going to be, doesn't matter how many politicians or how much power they have, they cannot stop what will come if fear is not changed. Got another super chat here on YouTube. Thank you so much. I'm feeling very tired these days. It's pardon me if I'm pronouncing Huang Yen. I think that's in Huang Yen. I believe you've registered for our 101 Masterclass starting the 14th of October. And I highly recommend anybody here, if you want to learn more about connecting to your guides and angels, please sign up for our 101 Masterclass called Awakening. It will take you into a connection of information that you will not get from your politicians or your other leaders here on this planet. So they're saying, I'm feeling very tired these days and my left shoulder is hurting too. Is that because I still have inner resistance to my work, or is there any message for me? The first thing I got for the left shoulder, again, movement is really important. Movement is really important for you. The left shoulder, I'm getting, yeah. This is a recent event. You've had a recent event in your life that's a really painful event in your life recently that's showing up as that pain in the shoulder. You need to learn how to release the emotion. Like the pain you're feeling in the body is the emotion that is stored there. So bring your attention to the pain in the shoulder. Like go into it. Bring yourself right to it. And as you feel that pain, just say to the pain, think or speak to the pain, I am with you. I love you. I will not ignore you. I'm with you. I love you. I will not ignore you. And don't try to change it. Just give it the energy of those words. Yes. The inner resistance is emotions that we often hold on to. And again, these dark ones perpetuate fear all the time. This economy, that thing, they perpetuate it to keep you in it. Because in fear, they have you. In love and creation, you are free. No man can enslave one who knows how to take care of themselves. Wow. Thank you so much for that question. Really appreciate the super chats. Oh, you're very welcome, Tanita. Last question for the day, folks. Let's see. Hi, William. Hi, Joy. How can I... By the way, Joy, thank you so much for being one of my subscribers on TikTok. I really appreciate it. I mean, all of you guys that are subscribers, thank you so much. How can I turn my daughter to protect herself? Greetings.
Learn, teach.
Yeah.
Teach her.
Yeah. What the Ascended were saying about educate your children. You don't educate your children with fear. That's the model that's been taught. You've got to punish your child to make them learn. You must teach through experiential learning. But for your daughter, if I tune into her energy, she believes that she's alone in what she's feeling. She believes that she's, as many of you do, think that you're feeling what you're feeling. No, you're not. You're not alone. Let your daughter know. You don't have to know what it is. You don't even have to question her about it. Just say to her, no matter what you're feeling, I understand it. Just communicate those words to her. No matter what you're feeling, I understand my version of that. And let her know that. Just let her know that. She needs your empathy, not your judgment. She needs your empathy, not your judgment.
And you'll support her anyway.
Yeah. And as my beautiful partner here says, you'll support her in any possible way that you can, even if you don't understand what that is. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming out today.
If they have a question and you haven't
Yeah.
answered it.
Yep. Yeah. If anybody's got a question that has not been answered today that would like to have a question answered, please go to the Linktree link on my TikTok bio and click that Linktree link. You'll be able to submit a question to me through that Linktree link. You have a whole list of all my services that I offer there. If you're on YouTube, the same thing in the description box below. You'll find the Linktree link. Again, you can get access to all my services, one-on-one readings, masterclasses, single questions you might want to ask, half-hour readings, 1 hour readings, all become available to you there. And again, I want to wish you all much love. Thank you so much for coming out today. I'll look forward to somebody's saying here, I had a reading with him and he just said my brother's name had changed from another dimension, LOL. Oh, you're very welcome. And have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. And I will see all of you guys on Friday's edition of Shortcuts Your Soul. Bye for now.